Shabbat Shalom. My name is Rabbi Ethan Bair, and I have the privilege to speak just a little bit about Parashat Bo, this week's Torah portion. This is the first Torah portion in which our people receive a law from God as a nation. The practice of Rosh Chodesh, the observance of Pesach, and the Passover offering, these are all commandments in this week's Torah portion. And it's the Torah portion, the third in the book of Exodus, where we leave Egypt. We begin the process of redemption in this week's Torah portion. Bo, come or go. And there's a few things I want to say about it. First of all, I love the Midrash that there were four virtues of the Israelites that allowed them to be redeemed. It wasn't God who did all the work. God needed us as partners to begin this process of redemption that we believe is ongoing even today. And those four things were that the Israelites continued their language, speaking Hebrew. They refrained from gossip, from Lashon Hara. They were faithful to their partners. And finally, they maintained their Hebrew names. They maintained their names rather than taking on Egyptian names to blend into society at large. And I think that this last one in particular is very interesting, of keeping names. When my daughter, Chaya Miriam, when she was born 2 years ago during the week of Parashat Bo, I hadn't encountered this midrash, not yet. But we were living in Reno, Nevada, in a place with a relatively small Jewish community, and we realized that we wanted our daughter to have a name that clearly announced that she's Jewish, that to be proud of that, to make even a point of that. And I think that all too often in American society, especially in my movement as a Reform rabbi, we are all too eager to go in and out of our identities, of not always being clear and forthright about Jewish identity in every situation. And I think that this is a sad thing. I think that it's important that we maintain our Hebrew names and our Jewish pride in whatever form that takes. And especially now with this rise of anti-Semitism in our country, I don't think that anything that an individual Jew does as far as Jewish practice increases or decreases the level of anti-Semitism from the outside. But I think it's important for us and our own feeling good in who we are to maintain that a certain level of pride and openness. So that's one message for this week's Parsha. The other thing that I think is so interesting in this week's Parsha is that we have the commandment of Rosh Chodesh and these laws of how to observe the yearly Passover holiday at the same time as the story itself is unfolding. And to me, that is such a powerful message about what it is to be Jewish, that the memory, that the recounting, that the wrapping of tefillin, which is the last law in the last commandment in the parsha, that all of our practices and our rituals are meant to keep important memory present at the forefront. And the experience of redemption, as we know, the experience of coming out of a narrow place, of overcoming oppression, is so important to have on the forefront of our minds for all the work we do in our lives, but also for empathy with people who are oppressed today, and also to maintain our sense of who we are and link the personal with the communal with the personal, that we strengthen ourselves and community each time we do something Jewish, each time we fulfill a mitzvah, a commandment. So I wish you wonderful Shabbat Shalom and pride and joy in all your Jewish practices this Shabbat and always.